Hey, what's good, YouTube? Today we're gonna react to R&B is Officially Dead by Hip Hop Madness. But let's get into the reaction.
It's really no more artists.
Is it really dead?
Type of showmanship.
Let me know in the
right?
comments
You know,
if y'all think
a lot of
R&B is
people
dead
have
as
to
well.
go introverted or look like they're emo to this is what we have to do. But I feel like there's a scarcity of confident males that can sing.
At the dawning of popular music, what was then known as rhythm and blues dominated the airwaves, a sound of revolution in both its lyrics, musicality, and ability to transcend racial boundaries. R&B quickly rose to popularity in the 40s. Over time, the genre progressed from the Motown sound of the 70s to the flashiness of the 90s and slow-burning sensitivity of the early 2000s. Not to mention that in the 80s, Michael Jackson merged the sounds of pop and R&B in a way that made them barely distinguishable from the other. Nowadays, rappers sing and singers rap. But when you start to take a closer look at modern R&B, you can notice
that is true. Rappers sing and singers rap. That's tough.
Rappers sing and singers rap. But when you start to take a closer look at modern R&B, you can notice an alarming trend. While women like SZA, Doja Cat, and Summer Walker, to Georgia Smith and Kehlani are so highly respected to the point that they're practically worshipped, the same can't be said for their male peers. And now, we're reaching a point where there is an entire generation of male R&B singers who haven't been able to reach the same level of fame and respect as someone like Usher, who is still labeled the king of R&B.
Hey man, you call me that, I'll definitely carry it. I'm gonna tilt my crown knowing that I'm standing on the shoulders of all of the icons of our time. It is Michael that I stand on the shoulders of. You wanna give me that crown? You tell me who's gonna do it better. I'm carrying them. So if anything, you wanna give me a crown, I'm the last of my kind. I've been working to the point where I do own that, and I do deserve that, and I ain't gonna ask for it no more. You gonna give it.
Although he once seemed like a worthy replacement.
Talk your shit, Usher. Talk your shit.
Deserve that, and I ain't gonna ask for it no more.
I ain't gonna ask, nigga.
Although he once seemed like a worthy replacement, Chris Brown's fan base has been divided ever since the Rihanna incident. Complete with slick dance moves and vocals that were made for major radio, Breezy was cut from the same cloth as Michael Jackson. But as the shape of R&B changed, Chris has struggled to adapt, and now he's lashing out. When's the last time you heard a slow song on the radio saying R&B is dead? Respectfully, shut the f*** up. People nowadays want fast food instead of a real meal.
That is true.
Willing to point the finger at everyone but himself, the changing sound for R&B has led to a lot of frustration for an artist who always immediately went platinum. And when his 11th studio album Breezy reached an all-career low of #4 on the charts, selling 72K first week, it was DJ Academics that really put things into perspective about the state of Chris's career.
Chris Brown should have been the weekend before the weekend. And I get it. I know you got blackballed a little bit because of whatever Rihanna, but god damn it. Chris Brown, we don't want to hear you over ATL Jacob, Metro Boomin. Those are songs for the moment. You're a icon. We want you to just give us classics we could dance to forever. And when I hear you on a song with ESTG, there's nobody in their mind that will play that song a year from now. That's what I'm trying to tell us. Brother, you're the guy. But you got to embrace what you are. Make lifetime music.
In T-Pain's opinion,
Chris's
tantrum is part of a larger problem that has affected his career, mainly being that he has a sense of entitlement to him that really comes from everyone expecting him to be the
because
next.
Chris Brown is so talented. It's like, bro, at this point, bro, make some lifetime music, bro. Don't go for like, the next popping artist and then like, hop on their songs, maybe for a feature, or maybe STG was a feature in his song. I don't fucking know, but bro. Lifetime music,
in T-Pain's opinion,
because we can just do lifetime music, bro.
That has affected his career, mainly being that he has a sense of entitlement to him that really comes from everyone expecting him to be the next king of R&B for so long.
Chris Brown is my mother, but I know what his faults are.
All right, so I want to talk to you about Atlas VP.
Bro, you dead ass, bro. Hey, check it out. Check out this, sponsorship for him. Because this is a W sponsor, I'm not gonna lie. W sponsorship for the home.
The Princess Complex is when you not only get what you want, but you get the accolades of a pretty person for doing absolutely nothing and just being pretty. The second that the first real mother comes to you and say, hey, you ain't that pretty, it's over. So now it's like, y'all must have done something wrong because I've done the same thing that I've done every time that it's gone great. So now y'all must have done something wrong because it ain't me. I'm Chris Brown.
At the tail end of last year, his scheduled performances at the AMAs was cut last minute due to advertiser concerns about his past. And even though they claimed it was nothing personal, in true Chris form, he took it to heart. Seems like y'all only invest in the negative stories about me. Chris gets in trouble, the whole world is on it. I'm back on my gangster. It's bracking at all times. While Breezy arguably ruined his own career, another talented artist who failed through his own personal misadventures is Tory Lanez. A versatile artist who can easily leap between R&B and hip-hop, Tory's Chixtape series and other projects like Playboy marked him out as the leading light for those who wanted to hear R&B in its traditional form. For a while, it really felt like Tory was giving fans the R&B they craved. But after everything that happened with the Megan Thee Stallion shooting case, audiences' love for Lanez immediately disappeared. And now, he's facing major prison time. But even if it isn't due to a personal failing like with Chris or Tory, there's been another reoccurring trend of talented up-and-coming R&B artists failing to live up to their potential. Emerging from the same creative fertile scene that gave us Odd Future's Tyler the Creator, Earl Sweatshirt, and the internet, Frank's entire career has been an exercise in subverting everything that you need to do to become a superstar in normal terms. Defined as an album artist who creates incredible conceptual suites for audiences to delve into time and time again, Frank's records may have topped the charts, but he's never so much as guested on a feature that's entered the top 10. A man who values his art and privacy over courting the mega stardom that those who came before him enjoyed, Frank hasn't even unveiled an album since 2016's Blonde. More of an elusive creative force like Prince than he ever was a disciple of Michael Jackson, Frank creates in a vacuum that's far removed from R&B stardom. Besides, the major label machine would never ever get behind him, ever since he famously finessed Def Jam and Universal out of $20 million.
He had a deal, and he didn't put out an album in 4 years. And with his deal, he literally figured out how to get $20 million from Lucien Grange, drop his deal, figure out how to make the funds apply to a whole nother album, give him a book album, get out his deal all in one round. Do you know how embarrassed the record industry was?
Where Frank has chosen to play by his own rules.
W finesse, 20 mil. Hey,
apply to a whole nother album, give him a book album, get out his deal all in one round. Do you know how embarrassed the record industry was?
Where Frank has chosen to play by his own rules, there are other artists who intended to play the game, only for it to leave them in the dust. Take Bryson Tiller, for example. A man who once had potential to alter the entire genre's DNA with trap soul. Bryson later admitted that he was depressed while making its follow-up, True to Self, and fully admitted to his fans that he lost his confidence. Meanwhile, the man who once controversially said that no one was checking for Bryson anymore, YK Osiris, let his image get ruined through social media antics, which damaged his credibility. Carrying an inflated ego, which had him labeling himself as the king of R&B, even as his debut album, The Golden Child, topped out at number 90 on the billboards, YK's proximity to some of the biggest rappers in the game left him looking like a clown, with the likes of Lil Baby, Yachty, and Drizzy openly mocking him online.
You owe me 60 bands, and you have to perform the song right now in the crib. What are we talking about? I'm giving you an out. I'm not Baby. I'm not Boosie. You owe me 60 bands? I'm playing the song right now. You ready? You don't owe me no money. I need a full performance dose.
While other artists within the New Jack Swing vein like Keith Sweat, Teddy Riley, and Bobby Brown created music with the charts in mind, one other issue that is plaguing male R&B is that it seems like a lot of its leading lights are more interested in creating their own world than they are aiming to dominate the charts. Case in point, Miguel, who used to command respect and adoration since the drop of his sophomore album, Kaleidoscope Dreams, has walked a strange path in that he was once at the top and then seemed to willingly step out of the spotlight. Being the subject of memes after he accidentally leg-dropped a woman from the stage, Miguel's music has become increasingly unapproachable in a way that suggests he has no intentions of being the marketable star that he was once groomed as. His 2017 album, War and Leisure, only reached number 9 on the Billboard charts, where he was used to being in the top 5 with his previous albums. Now, he hasn't been seen on the charts since 2020. By refusing to make commercial music, a divide was created between what he wanted to make and what his fans wanted to hear, which left him unable to recapture the buzz he first had. In recent years, this has been an issue for many prominent R&B artists. From Ty Dolla $ign to Black, Drum, and others, the music that they wish to make versus what's capable of driving sales are two totally different things. The Weeknd, whose signature sound was pursued by Drake for OVO, has also been deviating from the revolutionary sound that he originally created in 2015. Wildly imitated but never replicated, it seemed like his moody and melancholy take on the SoundCloud have set the tone for modern R&B. But instead, The Weeknd set his sights on something bigger, conquering pop, because, you guessed it, he had no intention of giving fans exactly what they expected. Back in 2012, when I was continuing to do that kind of music, people were fed up with it. They were like, this is all he can do? He told Pitchfork. I owe it to myself to show the world how versatile I can be, because that's not all I can do. Why can't I try something that challenges me as an artist? I didn't have to learn, he said about writing pop songs. It's always been in me. I just had to be confident enough to let it out. Working with producers like Max Martin and Kanye West, I've learned to do certain things technically and make songs in different ways than I usually would, but it's always been in there. I'm a pop artist. You could put me in one category. Existing within his own lane, Brent Faiyaz seems to be winning on his own terms, even while holding no desire to be labeled as the next face of R&B. Even more impressively, his debut album Wasteland landed at #2 without him sacrificing his independence. And much like many others who briefly saw success before
get that money. All right, the video stopped, but we back on this bitch.
The others who briefly saw success before it blew past them, Brent has no need to pander to what audiences expect from an R&B singer.
It's funny because today Puffy tweeted out something like, who killed R&B? And it always seems like a conversation around challenging the state of R&B. Like, is what's going on now meet the standards of the past, of the 90s and the 2000s and stuff like that?
I mean, people are so stuck in that classic. There's people that wouldn't classify me as R&B artists. There's people that's like, that ain't R&B, that ain't what I know. And if that's the case, then I guess not. I personally don't live and die by no damn genre. I really don't care. If you think it's R&B music, cool. If you don't think it's R&B music, cool. I just be making music. People love it.
In Brent, and to a lesser extent,
just
Steve
making
Lacy,
music,
we
man.
see that R&B today has become less of a playground for the romantic playboys of the past and more of a place for experimentalism. Now, the idea of a heartthrob like Usher or Omarion is out of date, and the artistry is everything. So while it might mean that the R&B as we once knew it is quote-unquote dead, there are worse things to have than an overwhelming amount of creativity.
That is true. That is true. But hey, let me know in the comments if y'all think that R&B is dead though. It's officially dead in the comments. So let me know. But it's not really a lot of like, you know, old R&B type people now. Now it's just like, you know, people doing their own shit in the R&B lane and doing their own experimentation on the fucking music and shit. But hey, R&B in general is really low-key dead when it comes to the male aspect of it. Like, the women obviously is running the R&B game, like at this point. Like, bro, they're running that shit up. But the male version is kind of lackluster, for real. But, you know, it is what it is. No, go with the times, man. Go with the times. But, you know, like, comment, subscribe. Suggest anything else to interact to, you know, down below in the comments. But check out in the next one.